So I've mentioned this a few times. I'm going to get to it finally. So I have been meaning to do this strop video. This has been my strop and pretty successful. I mean, I can check in, check out a knife and take a factory edge, run it on the strop a few times, whether on the smooth side with some green polishing compound or on the rougher leather side with some white compound. You know, run it on the edge, knock any hard burrs off, use this edge of the wood here. Pretty good results. But I saw these emulsions by one of the channel subscribers. Sorry about that, got pulled away. But so I picked these up from Lacey at EDC and Lace. Different micron strop compounds. So like this one's 0.1, and then I believe this is the thickest, or what's the word I'm looking for? The coarsest grit at 15. So it's 15, and then 9, and then 5, and 3, and then 1, and then 0.01. And so here's what I want to know. I want to know if I need to create a different leather strop pad for each of these. So I bought 6. And I want to know if I run through this progression, can I create a polished edge on a factory edge? And so we're going to use, we're going to use this twosun knife because this is going to be a giveaway. We're coming up on 2,000 subscribers, and so I'm going to give this knife away for 2,000 subscribers. And it's, I don't know the number of it, but let's go ahead and get it out of here. I'm not going to do the complete check-in. There's another check-in on this exact knife on the channel, so you can check that out. But this is an interesting twosun. It's different. As far as I know, it's different from all other twosuns. And it's not different in the fact that it's got this plastic packaging. And it can go easy or it can go hard. You never know. So yeah, so it's this twosun. Wow, is it an oily monster? Come on, man. We got to fix that. So here's what's different about this one. This one has metal scales. I believe they're stainless, like a 420 stainless scale. And then it's got this D2 steel. Look at this thing. And it needs to be tuned because the detent that comes with this is really strong. This lock bar and this steel, is it? I mean, like I can function this. I knew it was going to be strong because I have another one of these and I checked it in. I mean, the action is pretty good. The ergonomics on this knife are wonderful. I have another version of this. It's in titanium and carbon fiber, and then I believe the blade is M390. But this steel one really surprised me in the fact that once I tuned this lock bar a little bit, it didn't take a lot, but just a little bit of tuning. I mean, it's locked up 25 or 30%. So I need to take just the tiniest little bit of tension out of this, and it makes this much easier to function. And the knife is actually a wonderful work knife. Yeah, it's really cool. So 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to give this knife away. And I'm going to tune it up. I'm definitely going to polish it up, sharpen it up. I'm going to put amazing edge on it. But I'm going to use this knife to test these strops, these different micron strop compounds, and see if we can't take this factory edge and make it like a mirror just by running it on a leather strop. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that action yet. I'm not gonna mess with none of that because this video is really about Lacey and her strop compounds. So enough about the knife. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And y'all know I'm not going to get in a big rush. If it's an hour-long video, it's going to be an hour long, man. You can check back in on the parts that you're interested in. I figured out a long time ago, man, I'm going to move at my pace, and if they're super long, it just takes me longer to upload them. That's all I know. All right, so how do we get a real clear look at what this edge looks like now? I think that's giving us a pretty good look. It's definitely not mirror polished. It, it's got a grind on it. I tell you, we're going to do this, and then I already know that if I have to lay this edge back, because if this is at like 20 degrees or whatever, it's just not a very wide bevel. And so we may not really be able to see the results. Now, I have a micro magnify. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Yeah. Let's bring in the big guns, man. I have a magnifying glass. And see, we've got a light on it. Now, focusing through that is going to be interesting. I have another one on my sharpener that I use. I don't know if this helped at all because, of course, it wants to focus on the magnifying lens, which is filthy, by the way. Man alive. When's the last time I cleaned that? All right. Y'all came here to watch me clean lenses. I know you did. But here's why I'm doing that. Because maybe if it wasn't so dirty, I could get it to focus through to the knife. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we can see. But if I have to lay this edge back to 14 degrees or whatever and widen that bevel, I'm prepared to do that. But we're going to start with this. So I'm going to set the knife up here, and we're going to work on these strops. I'm going to make one for each one of these grits. Now, it does say on each of these to shake well. So I'm going to give it a shake. And Lacey sells these individually, and then she also sells in a 6-pack, oddly enough. So that's why I have a 6-pack here. I bought the whole 6-pack. So I don't want to cross-contaminate these, so I'm going to move these out of the way and just work on one at a time. I have no idea what this is going to be like. Okay. So I don't know if that's enough or too much or what, but I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to let it dry. I mean, what did I give it? Like 3 or 4 squirts? Let's line these up at the top as I do them. Let's bring these down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. We'll go to the next one. I mean, I guess we didn't need to hang out and watch me shake bottles, but it is what it is, man. Okay. This is 1. I'm not sure what the UL stands for, but I know it's microns ultimately. All right. So I literally, I think I put like 5 or 6 sprays on that. Way more on this one than the other. But I'm putting them on the smooth side, not the rough side. And I want to keep these in order as well, because we're going to start with the last one that I do and go from a rough grit to a fine grit. I have no idea how many strokes to use either. I don't know. Oh no. I just know we're going to try. We're working on it. Not very color coded. Like once it's on there, I mean, I'm looking and I'm trying to think if I would be able to tell. I think I'll be able to tell this one. And I want to keep it to this right side on the leather, because that's where I'm going to do my work, is over on this right side. Yeah, I probably won't do much over on that left side. These are pretty wide leathers. I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting if ultimately I can tell what's what as I do these, because the colors sort of showing through. I may have to take like a Sharpie and write like up here in the corner on the leather so I know what's what. Because if I got them confused, I mean, it wouldn't do me any good. All right, next. Ooh, even through the bottle, I can start to see the suspension of the shiny, I guess, diamonds in there. This one appears to be coming out a little different. Nah, it's the same. I'm kind of excited for this, you know? Just something new. Can I polish on my belt system? Yeah. But what if you could just take this leather, you know? I mean, these didn't cost me a fortune. What if you could just take the leather and yeah, I'm going to have to write on them because I'm looking over here at them. There's no way that I can, on this brown leather, there's no way that I can distinguish what's what. But that's okay. I have a Sharpie. All right. Next. But yeah, I mean, the knife's already sharpened. It's factory sharp. So I'm just wondering, you know, hey, if I utilize this, could I get a mirror edge on a factory sharpened knife without having to reprofile it and, you know, run it through a bunch of paces on a sharpener? Can I achieve that polish without having to go through all that? Yeah, I mean, I got curious. Now, I did communicate with Lacey, and she recommended these microns, and seemed pretty confident that it could be done. All right, last one. And then we'll do some stropping. So this is the roughest, or the grittiest one at 15. And they've all dried, soaked in pretty quickly. All right, I'm gonna let that one dry a little bit. Now, all right, I went ahead and labeled them because I don't think I could tell what's what. I don't know if I have enough material in here. None of it. So the only thing I could say is let's go ahead and do it. So I had a box figured out for these, but I can't find it. So I'm going to use this. This sitivien box looks like it fits pretty well. Yeah, so let's use it. All right. I think I can hold it with this thumb and then I can do what I'm going to do here. So here we go. I have no idea how much I should do this. So I think I can already see a difference in that edge just that quickly. And if that's the case, I mean, what the? And so, yeah, this stuff was pretty reasonable too. Oh, you know what? I've already taken some strokes, but let's do this. Because, I mean, does it affect the sharpness of the knife? We need to know that. So it's pretty toothy, but it's very sharp. But it's kind of toothy going through it, I can just tell you. Come on. All right. So, yeah, I mean, the knife's sharp. No worries. So we'll be able to contrast that when we're done. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna say so far I've taken 4 passes. So this is 5. I'm guessing. I don't know. That's 6. Let's do 10. We'll do 10 on each one. That's 8. 9. Let's call this 10. Total experimentation here. I have no idea. All right, so we're going to say I've done 10 passes with the 15 micron. So now I'm going to do 10 passes with 9. That's 2. 3. So let's save a little time. Okay, so I started to move on to the 9, but I'm seeing some, like, it's clearly working. 100,000,000% it's working. But I'm seeing some deeper scratching still in the blade. So here's what I did. I looked at this bottle, and there really wasn't any difference from with it being completely full and me coating this. So here's what I did. I think especially with these higher grits, I need to load this strop up. So I came back and I have loaded this up substantially, but still barely even impacted this bottle at all. Like hardly took any out of it. But look how quick, the grit settles in the bottom of this so quickly. So I did make a concerted effort to put more of this on this one. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to do that with all of these. I'm just going to load them up, especially initially. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think I had enough in there. And so that's what I did. I'm going to do the rest of these, and then I'm going to run back on this 15, and I'll come back when I move to the 9, because that'll give this one a good chance at really cutting this blade. But it's definitely working. Okay, so I'm back, but hey, I wanted to mention I am definitely working from a space that says I'm stupid, because now Lacey said, hey, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I think said it several times. And so, you know how many times I've reached out to her? None. So I'm just banging through like a fool, like I do. I'm just banging through it and trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And that's okay. I'm positive if I reached out to her, she would have wonderful advice for me on how to do this. But I'm stupid like that, man. I just try to grind through it, and I just grab screwdrivers and start taking stuff apart and figuring it out on my own. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Now, I did ask her, should I create a different strop for each micron? And she did say yes. You don't want to cross contaminate these. Which makes sense. I mean, heck, I already knew. Like, what's the point of having different microns if you're just going to spray them all onto the same leather strop? And so I have reloaded this 15. I guess I didn't realize I'm way out of camera. But I reloaded this like I talked about, and it's much thicker on here. I could see it. The leather's pretty wet. I'm not sure what the suspension agent is. Is it water? But I mean, it is 100,000,000% working. So I'm going to do about 10 here, 10 here. I'll do a few and I'll come back and we'll see if we can see some progress. Okay, so we're wrapping up. I've done about 5 strokes on this one already. And I thought, I better get the viewers in here. Get you all so you can see what's going on. So all I've done is about 10 strokes on each one of these. Each way. So it's 20 strokes total, I guess. Just like this. I mean, no scientific, get the angle right or, I mean, I think I'm holding about the same on each stroke, but notice the keyword being about. Okay, so let's do one more. And then let's try to get a look at the results. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 20. So about 120 passes back and forth. No belt sanding, no sharpening stones, just these strops. Let's see if we can see what we got. What do you think of that, man? I mean, and I didn't really like dig in. You know what I mean? Like, so if I was serious about this, I mean, I think one of the things is I might, out here at the rougher, the larger grit, maybe I should do 20 passes each side because that's the initial cut on that factory belt sharpening. Get the rougher grits to really get down in it, and then maybe I could do 10 with each of these. Like this rougher one may be the thing. The other thing is would this work better if I applied that and let it dry? Because these are kind of damp. Like, I mean, I just put that on there. But it's got an amazing polished edge on it now. Let's see if we can't see that mirror. Which way do I gotta go to really illustrate it? Try to get that reflection. Because, of course, these edges are, I mean, I need to figure out how to do the camera angle to get that right. To show it. I mean, that did nothing. Let's test the sharpness of it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think it affected the sharpness of the blade at all. I think it's the same toothy edge. It's not slick in any way. It's got the same toothy sharpness that it had before. It did not impact that. Yeah, so, I mean, because one of the concerns is if you polish it up like that, does it become too slick to cut? And it did not on this. But, wow, I mean, looking at it from a distance, I mean, look at that, man. It mirrored it right up. So, I mean, I'm going to say 100% that that worked really well. And yeah, so all of these in a package, I think if you go, I'll put a link below so you can go direct to Lacey, which is what I did. She's got an eBay page, so you can buy it on eBay. Um, and I'll be honest, I don't even know what that price is, but I'll link her eBay page. So if you want to go there, but I literally just reached out directly from her, and I think PayPal, friends and family, or I did Venmo. I'm not sure, but I could say that I paid her and she sent it directly to me, shipped it out pretty quickly. I had it in just a couple of short days through the post office. And what a simple way to get really nice polished edges on your knife. Like you don't gotta have belt sharpeners, you don't gotta have diamond stones. If the knife will come from the manufacturer, you know, with a good edge on it, you can take a factory edge and work it down to a beautiful polished edge. And and like I say, I don't think did it real justice. I do believe that if I came back here and maybe even put a little more product in it, I mean, like there's so much of this product here, and look at how quickly that settles. I mean, the diamond grit that's in there settles really quickly. So I think that I probably could do a better job with these, definitely these upper two grits, the 15 for sure, maybe the 9 as well, and just really load that leather up and let it dry in there so that that becomes the micron, you know, 100% there. And because this is where the initial cutting's going on, is this and then this. And then once it goes to the 531 and the point one, it's either already cut the heavier stuff out of the blade or it hasn't. And I think I see some of that in here where I could have done better, but golly, this thing is like a mirror. Wonderful stuff. So yeah, I'll put Lacey's information down below, and I'll also put a link to these strop pads. I bought them on Amazon, super cheap for these. I I'm trying to think of the price, but I think these six were $120 maybe. So like $20 a piece. I don't remember the exact price, but it wasn't much. And I think these were mm, maybe $7 a piece. So like 30, $150 all in, let's say roughly, and have the ability to just strop the knife and put an amazing edge on it. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, there's my strop video. Appreciate y'all watching. And man, I can't. I do believe. I think what I'm gonna do, and I'll add it to the end of this video. But I am gonna lay this edge back to a 14, and then I'm gonna finish it up with this system, and I'll add some imagery to the end of this, what that looks like, because this was a factory edge. So if I sharpen it to my edge and then finish it with this system, what do I end up with? I'm going to show that at the end of this, but I'm not going to show the whole process because we're already at a 30-minute video. So I'll be back. Okay, so let's talk shop. So I have laid this edge back and run it through its paces, and without a strop on it, it's that, and it's pretty polished. So now I'm going to run it through this right here, and I will be back with the results of that. Okay, so I mean, a mirror, absolute mirror. Look at this thing. I mean, I wish I could show it better, but it is so shiny now. Yeah. I mean, I can't find any imperfections in it. And so what I did was I ran it through my belts and I reprofiled it a little leaner, and oh my goodness, is it a razor blade now. And then I ran it through these strops. So it came off of the belt system pretty sharpened and polished, and then I finished it up on these strops. And I got to tell you, man, is it nice. Super impressive. So I have a few other tricks and things coming for this knife and actually this blade. And like I say, we're going to do a giveaway for this knife for the 2,000 subscriber, which is coming. So yeah, we'll keep working on it. But hey, this strops, look for the link below. Lacey, great stuff. I appreciate it. And I'm going to come back and get more when I run out. I can't imagine I'm going to run out anytime soon, though, because I loaded these up pretty good, and I barely dented these bottles. So I'm pretty sure you don't, as far as you selling these, I'm pretty sure you sell them and then you don't see people for a while, because one bottle of this stuff, and she mentioned that to me. She's not selling a tiny little bottle. I mean, these are fair sized bottles. I don't know how many ounces are in here or milliliters or whatever, but that's a good sized bottle, and it's going to last a long time based on the way I'm using it. And so, anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. And strop compounds from Diamond Grit strop compounds from EDC Lace. EDC and Lace, I believe that's what it is. But I'll put all the links below. Appreciate y'all watching. Okay, if you stuck out to the end, I'm going to give you a little treat. So this is the giveaway. So I put some extra polish and grinding and sanding on that blade. So it runs like a work knife, feels like a work knife, and now it looks like a work knife. Hey, I was gonna scuff up these scales too, but they're steel and they have this wonderful coating on them. It's all on the inside and the outside. So I thought, I'm not gonna knock that coating off of there. So I'm gonna leave that be. Hopefully that'll patina through use. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this will be that giveaway for 2,000. It's all polished up. Ooh, it's all polished up on the edge, and then kind of a faux Scandi grind. It's not a Scandi grind, but it looks like it. And then that's all mirror polished. Yeah. So that'll be the giveaway. So appreciate you hanging out to the end, and watch for that. It'll be down in the future. Appreciate you hanging out.